Welcome back to Unpaid Film Critic. My name is Nils, and we will be reviewing, or I will be reviewing, Sinners. Now, Sinners is directed by Ryan Coogler. He did the Creed series. He did Creed, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Fruitvale Station. And this film is definitely the most uniquest film because of the deal he signed with Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers allowed him to have marketing control of the film. That means he was able to market it the way he wanted to, and he wasn't like held back by the actual studio. Like, he had so much control, which is so unique. Which is so unique because not that many film franchises or film directors have that power. A lot of times they are grappled by the actual studio itself. Yeah, really shows you how much power the studio tries to have over the collective people, over the director itself, over the director. But going on to the actual review of the film, I saw this film in IMAX at AMC 15. I saw it last weekend, and I loved it. It is definitely a horror movie, but it's way better than any other horror movie. I wouldn't want to say better, because I love horror films. So for me, I loved it as a horror film. I thought it was great and well shot. It is the most stylistic horror movie I have seen in a while. It takes place in 1939 Mississippi. Like, this is Jim Crow, like Southern segregation. Like, it's really in that stuff. So, and that was definitely a unique part because it really shows you the two correlations between Irish immigrants and the Black and the African American experience, on how those two experiences, on how Irish folk music. I'm going to talk a lot about music because I really think music plays a key in this entire thing. So if you listen to the soundtrack, a lot of the Irish music sounds similar to blues music. Like, they have that cultural connection of those two are key cultural parts. And I was like, for this film, it really dives into something called intersectionality, which is like, there's basically a list of who's on top and who's on bottom. And, well, the Irish immigrants, they're all jumping on the top, but they manage to side more on the white people side and less on the as an immigrant side, and that kind of helped them gain much more of a footing, but still, they're not considered totally white back then. Now it's totally different, but it's still the same as when new people come to this country. Apparently, this film definitely talks about racial relations. So that is something that is brought up here, and I think they brought it up really well. Film-wise, cinematography. I think the cinematography is beautiful. It was shot for IMAX, so if you can see it, please watch it in IMAX, and if you're able to, watch it in 70mm. I haven't seen it in 70mm. I'm going to see it in 70mm this Saturday on May 3rd, so I'm excited for that. That is probably one of the most exciting screenings I am excited for this year. And I truly think that the score does really work. Lance Goring did the score for this one, but he also did the score for Oppenheimer, and I really like the score for Oppenheimer. So when I heard that he was doing the score for this, I thought that was so unique. I listened to it before I went to go see it. I listened to it on the drive here. I pre-gamed it, as my dad said, in the car, and I'm like, yes. This is one of the horror movies I took my parents to. Fun fact, my parents don't like horror films. This was the only horror film they wanted to see. And I'm surprised by that, because normally they don't. I'm the only one in the family that likes horror films. Probably is because over quarantine I read so much. I got into Stephen King, and then one thing led to the other. Then soon I'm watching horror movies by myself at like 5 o'clock at night in the theater. Yeah, but going back to the Sinners, I think Sinners is a well-made film with definitely Oscar-worthy performances coming from Michael B. Jordan, and definitely a best directing, maybe cinematography and score for this film. This score is hands down like up there with Oppenheimer. I think this and Oppenheimer is probably Lansing Loring's best work that I've listened to. I know this is like one of his two latest scorings, but I truly feel like this is where he works. And how he made this scoring was he used real instruments from that time. He didn't just use nowadays instruments but no, he actually stuck to the years that this film was shot in. They actually used that format of music, and I think that was just totally unique. I really like the juke joint is where it happens, and it's definitely a one shot, one locate, very much like everything is surrounding leading up to this one location, and when this shit goes down in this one location, it is interesting. It is definitely has probably the most bloodiest way of returning vampires, and there's definitely interesting parts of the film where I would like to see more of in like spin-offs, but that's just how good this film is. Like there's so much story untold that you feel like you want to be told more about it. Like, okay, this is a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want any spoilers, okay, but here's a tiny little spoiler. There's a Native American scene where Native Americans are chasing the vampire, and it's only for a second, and like that whole unique way of putting it as like the way they're describing vampire, like hunting them, like just that one scene is like, oh, I want to see more of that. I want to see how do they hunt vampires, how do they deal with vampires, because you don't really see that. You see how the cast, the people that juke joint deal with the vampires, but then you don't see how the Native Americans do it, and they kept it out. But I definitely want to see something like that. I think that would be a unique concept, but that is definitely something that we just gotta see what happens. But as this film continues, it gets better and better. It is, like I said previously, I think it's the Barbie of this year. I think it has that energy to last this long. People are going there on rewatches. Some people are watching it. I've seen on Instagram they're going for like the 5th time. It's like, it's a really good film. I have to say that this film does get brutal and violent. And if you don't like gore, this film is not for you. Because knowing vampires, it gets gory. It is not Twilight, sparkly vampire chest, glistening in the sunlight, and romance. It definitely is not that. But it is definitely unique. I think Jack O'Connell plays the vampire, plays the Irish vampire, and it's interesting. I just have to say that this film is worth your watch. Please go watch it in theaters. Give money to theaters. Theaters need money. Theaters are a dying franchise. Please. I am hateful. I have a love-hate relationship with streaming services. Like, I like the viral, the you're able to watch it wherever you are, but I also hate how the companies that own theaters, that own streaming platforms are like, oh, theaters are a dying franchise, streaming is the future. And I'm like, no. You see a movie, you want to see it in the theater. You want to see it on the screen. You don't want to see it on your phone. This is that type of film. This is a film you want to see on the biggest screen possible. If you're able to watch it on a normal theater screen, it's perfect. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying to get the full experience, watching it in IMAX or watching it in 70mm is probably the best choice you have. There are 2 locations that I know where I live that are playing 70mm. One is in Oakland, and I think one is in San Francisco, although the San Francisco one definitely ran out of space, but there is one in Oakland that you're able to watch in 70mm, which I'll be doing. So please enjoy your time. Hope this review helped you out finding a movie to watch. Please go watch it. There's definitely some screenings. Hopefully you guys had a great time. I had a great time talking about them. I know I didn't talk about that much in detail of it. I was trying to keep it vague. I explained my good parts, my favorite parts, and I do have to say that the last 10 minutes of this film is definitely the most cathartic shootout you've ever seen in your life. The most cathartic ending to a film. Like, I enjoyed the last 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes is definitely the most... a very interesting part. Let's explain what happens. I'm just saying. If you know, you know. But, okay. I hope you guys had a great time watching my review. Please hit the like, hit subscribe, share my video with friends and family. Please, I have 85 subscribers, so congratulations on that. I'm so happy you guys were able to suck this through and boost me up to 85. I'm trying to get to 100 by probably summer. As in summer, I mean September. I know, September or August. If I get 100 by then, I'll do something crazy. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'll do once I get 100, but if I get 100, I am definitely making a celebration video. So if you want that, please subscribe, like, follow, comment down below what you liked about it, what can I improve on, and what do you think I should be reviewing next. Although I have a list of films I need to review next. If you have a film you want me to watch, and if you have a favorite film down below, please comment down below, and I read every comment. I read every comment. I comment back. I don't avoid comments. I take every comment as important. Okay, so please comment down below and enjoy your life and live life